welcome back to the Gary Russen program on GJRB Online here on Spreaker across America. And this is the last portion of the Gary Russen program for today as we close up our show for our Freestyle Edition. And we'll have another one coming up here real soon, probably about, I'm looking to try to do one on the 7th, which is a Tuesday. On the 6th will be the beginning of our programming for November. So that will be our CCF church services and the Positive Rock Show. Emerging Monday, I'll have some new Christian rock tracks to play and more stuff here, so I hope you'll tune in. This last segment, we'll try to get in a sports page real quick and our program schedule and wrap up this show for today. Probably won't get to Twitter today, but we'll do that on the next show. So I'm just going to do some of the stuff I was going to do in this last 40 some odd minutes that we're going to be here, about 41 minutes or so. So we're just going to wrap it up this last 40 minutes, a little less than that, to just kind of wrap things up here. And do maybe one more weather on the 5s, but I think that pretty much we got all the weather we can. I just don't see anything new. So we'll try to pick out some things that we're going to do, but we're just going to kind of leave it with that story. So I'm going to go back to Facebook real quick, and then we'll do a weather on the 5s one more time. And then we'll do a quick sports page, and we're going to start closing things out for today here on GJRB Online. And, of course, let's see. Why don't we do the birthdays and obits and try to get those done. I don't think we have any. Let me see if we have any birthdays here on Facebook right now. I don't think for a while we do. So I'm going to skip that and go on to the celebrity birthdays and pick those out, and then we're going to go to the rest of, I'll do a sports page real quick. So there's a few interesting stories I want to talk about. I'll get some, we'll talk about the World Series briefly. We'll do that and close out the show. So what I want to do right now, though, is put in the celeb birthdays for today here on GJRB Online. So we're going to do that right now. Celebrity birthdays. And do that. Let's see where we're at. Celebrity birthdays. Here we go. Okay. So we're going to do that right now. Celebrity birthdays. Okay. So the biggest happy birthday going out today to Katy Perry, 32 today. Yeah, let's see who else. Drop it in. Let's see. Adam Goldberg is 46, a movie actor. Ryan Clark, pop singer, 28. Let's see. Ben Carlin, 27. Andre Matthews is a star of YouTube. He's 38. Let's go down the page. Chad Smith is a drummer. He's for 55. And let's see. Well, we see the top star here somewhere that we all know. Okay, somewhere down here. Let me see. Gordon Gilbert. He's an E-Star player. Esports. Oh, they got some guys here I've never heard of. I gotta see if I can submit my name in here. I gotta try. There's some people here I've never heard of. And here's Samantha Bee. She's 47. She's a TV actress. And another actor named, I don't watch current TV, so I don't know some of these people. Maya Fade Frank, 15. That's a teenager, 15. Let's see, Chad Smith, a drummer, 55. I gotta look up and see where he's from. But the main person, Katy Perry, someone named Sierra, 31, R&B artist, and Tyler Alvarez, 19 today. And Nancy Cartwright, voice actress, 59. Some of the birthdays today. Famous birthdays on the Gary Russen program on GJRB Online. And we're going to take it now to weather on the fives one more time. We're going to take a look at some temperatures and weather across America. Just to see what's going on here. I'm going to pick a few cities, mostly just some of the stuff here in the Midwest. And see who we got here. All of that story about the what we're talking about on coast to coast, talking about way out on the last 7 days. But I can't find the story, so I'm gonna set it aside for my next show because it's real interesting. And matter of fact, you'll hear it when I upload the last 7 days here coming up. So, but let's just do this. Weather on the fives right now on GJRB Online. And there's a slow-moving front right now continuing to threaten some heavy rain and local flooding across portions of New England today. Strong winds are also possible. The low-pressure area is going to begin to mount over the season, showing some early-season snow in the upper Midwest and northern plains, and we're looking to get some of those. They're talking a mixture for us this weekend. Anyway, tomorrow, meanwhile, high danger zones continue in the Southern California and portions of the plains, still getting some of that fires going on. And looking at some of the areas here, I'm looking at some of the areas that are looking like they could be getting snow. And I'm looking to see which ones they are. They're under white, so I know that's snow. So we're going to take a look at those areas and see what we've got here. Well, first off, let's take a look at the airport at Keenery Municipal Airport. Where is that at? Hastings, Nebraska. Hastings, Nebraska. This is the one going to get something here. Hastings, Nebraska. This is 8 miles southeast of Pleasanton. No, not Nebraska. Sorry, maybe this is New England. Is this New England? Yeah, I think it's New England. I thought it was Nebraska, isn't it? N-E. What's N-E? Is that Nebraska? I think it is. Let me check and see here. Hastings, Nebraska. Let me check and see. I can go to that page. I'm sure it'll tell me. Hastings, Nebraska. Yeah, because it's like Midwest. This is upper Midwest. This is Grand Islands, Aurora, Hastings, Kearney, Lexington, York, Columbus, and bordering that is North Platte and Broken Arrow, which I believe is, where is that? Anyway, this is what your weather's going to be, actually. Not bad, actually. I thought it would be a little warmer, but is this... I'm going to look that up. Hastings... Oh, come on now. Hastings... Am I... Okay, Hastings. This is the map of that area. I want to see something here. I want to go into NE. I'm sure NE is Nebraska. Let's see. Abbreviation. Okay, for Nebraska. No, I don't want to go. Abbreviation for Nebraska. Let me see. I'm going to go ahead and do this. Abbreviation for Nebraska. Okay, that's right. NE. So I thought. Wonder why
Nebraska is abbreviated as NE.
Yeah, NE. Why do I always forget that? I was never good at that in school, and it never is. Anyway, here it is. Hastings, Nebraska, folks. Let's look at your weather forecast here. Take a look. Relative humidity right now for you guys is at 22%. Your wind is at southwest at 7 miles per hour. Your barometer stands at 29.81 inches. Your dew point is 33. Your visibility 10 miles. Take a look at your forecast right now. This is for Hastings, Nebraska. Sunny with a high near 76. Doesn't look like you're going to get any cold weather. Sunny, high 76, west wind at around 10 miles per hour. Then tonight it'll be clear, low around 46 degrees, south winds at about 5 to 10, becoming west after midnight. And then Thursday, sunny with a high near 56, so it's going to be a little cooler. North winds at about 15 to 25 miles per hour, increasing to 25 to 35 in the afternoons. And then the wind's going to begin to gust and a high of only 45. But take a look as you get down to Thursday night. Partly cloudy with a low around 26, windy with northwest winds at 20 to 30 miles per hour, gusting to 35. Then we go to Friday, mostly sunny, a high of only 42, breezy with northwest winds, 20 to 25 miles per hour, gusting to 35. Friday night, mostly clear, low around 18. Oh my, that's cold for you guys. See, this is Hastings, Nebraska. And of course, when you get up to that part of the country, it starts to get cold faster. You'll see snow faster in those areas, mostly because it gets cold up there very fast. Mostly sunny on Saturday, the high around 50, partly cloudy, low around 26. Sunday, mostly sunny, a high around 62, partly cloudy, low around 37, and then mostly sunny and a high near 50. So you're getting temperatures still in the 50s. It really isn't predicted any snow for your area just yet, but it's going to get cold for a while there in Nebraska. Of course, it is here in the Quad Cities. You're talking probably about precipitation mixture pretty much toward the end of the week here, like on the weekend, I think like Saturday. So we're looking to get some mixture come Saturday. Keep an eye on that one for you. This is the Gary Russen program on GJRB Online. This is our freestyle edition. We're doing our last 40 minutes of non-stop talk before we close out today here on the Gary Russen program on GJRB Online. So I'm going to flip over to my Yahoo and go to sports. Okay, I'm going to do that now. And we're going to take a look at some scores, and we're going to take a look at what's going on in sports tonight. Okay, I'm going to go here. Oh, let's see. I want to go here. And I want to go into the scores, what I want to do. So I go to trending. I usually go to MLB and then pick from there. Because we're going into the World Series. We're in the World Series here. So I'm going to go MLB, and then that usually gives me the rest of the scores anyhow in all scores. All I just do is click all scores. It doesn't show up until you do that, and then you have to kind of like do that. So tonight, Houston plays Los Angeles, and they are now, the Dodgers are in the lead 1-0. They have to play against, they got another game tonight. Houston playing Los Angeles. Justin Verlander is on the mound for Houston, and Rich Hill will be on the mound for the Dodgers. And that game starts, I think, let me see if I can find the start time of that. 7:08. Okay, 7:08 Central Time for the Los Angeles Dodgers against the Houston Astros. Game 2 of the World Series tonight. And that should be quite an interesting game tonight. So let's take a look at what's happening in the NHL. Okay, and see what's happening in the NHL. There's only 2 games getting played tonight in the NHL. Calgary's going to play St. Louis, and Buffalo's got Columbus. Okay, that's in the NHL. They are in the lead there. So let's continue with the sports page right now as we continue.
A GJRB sports page update starts now.
Yeah, let's continue the sports page update. And let's see what's happening around the league here as we continue. We're talking about the NHL. Let's go to the NBA now and see what's going on in the National Basketball Association here. The NBA. First, let's take a look at what's going on in some news here. Any big reports here. Ben Gordon hospitalized Ben Gordon for a disturbing incident. 4 months, let's see, we have here. Activists. Los Angeles, fire alarms in Los Angeles Police Department going off. Ben Gordon reportedly transported by police to a psychiatric hospital for evaluation following more disturbing incident in his home in Mount Vernon, New York, Saturday. Police responded to a call from the sports rehabilitation training center there of a holistic wellness business Gordon opened in New York City suburb last month, allegedly discovering the distraught woman inside the entrance of Gordon, armed with a knife in the bathroom. Police cut through the storefront's locked entrance to free the woman, and they found Gordon in the bathroom at her direction. And according to police report obtained by the Journal News, the woman told police Gordon was in possession of the knife, and the detective then attested to seeing the former Yukon star holding a box cutter, but the weapon was never located. Once he was handcuffed. So I don't know what he was trying to do there, Ben Gordon. Boy, guess he tried to kill her apparently. We'll talk about that. Meanwhile, let's take a look at some of the games going on in the NBA. Houston's going to play Philadelphia. Let's see. Houston and Philadelphia. Boston Rockets playing against the 76ers. Here's the 6 o'clock games. These are the 6 o'clock. Denver playing Charlotte. 6:30, it's Cleveland against Brooklyn. San Antonio at 7 o'clock playing against Miami. Also, Indiana against Oklahoma. Memphis is going to play Dallas at 7:30. Utah and Phoenix at 9. And 9:30, Toronto will play Golden State. And I think that would probably be it for sports for now. Just doing a brief look at the sports. Let's talk about the game, though. The MLB World Series. Like I said before, I'm not very happy with the fact that the Cubs aren't in it this year, but this Verlander looks like he's a pretty good player. But after disappointment at the start of the World Series, Houston will look at Justin Verlander to turn over the action against Clayton Kershaw tonight. Game 2 of the World Series. And let's see what happens in that. That's going to be a good game. Like I said, I'm rooting for Houston because, like I said before, it's not that I'm not against Los Angeles, as I like to see Houston win this game. Although Los Angeles hasn't won anything since 1988, I think that they should have the. I don't know. It's a tie to me. I think it's a tie, and I'll tell you why. I really personally think it's a tie because I don't know who I want to win this game. I mean, Houston has a good team, and so does Los Angeles. But the Dodgers, since they beat the Cubs, I don't know if I want to root for them. Okay, and, I mean it's a toss-up, folks. I don't know. I don't know who I want to win in this game. I like to see somebody. I like to see one of the teams win, but I think Houston would deserve it more than Los Angeles, personally. I really do. I just see it that way. So what do you think? You can still talk to me yet. I'm on for another 38 minutes or less here. You can talk to me right now, and my number is area code. I don't do my phone anymore, but I am on Skype. And I don't know, did I make myself available? Yeah, I am available on Skype. So I was there on Skype. If I were to get calls, I'd stay on. But like I said before, I got 25 minutes left of the show, 25. And so I do want to wrap it up here in about 25 minutes or so. A little less than that, actually, because I've got to go. I want to go off at 5, like I always say I'm going to do. Because sometimes I do go a little over, but sometimes I like to make sure I go off at 5. And that's what I'm doing. I'm preparing to shut down at 5 here. And we'll do another edition of the Gary Russen program here real soon. We'll have another show. And we'll have another freestyle edition. Like I said before, we'll not be on the air. We'll be back on the air on Friday for another edition of the Gary Russen program. We'll be back on the air for another Friday. We're going to do a lot of fun rock and roll oldies, 50s, 60s rock and roll. And we're going to have a lot of fun doing that hour of Halloween favorites, followed by War of the Worlds. We're going to be playing War of the Worlds, the 1938 Mercury Theater of the Air with Orson Welles. And the aliens will be coming. Yeah. So you might want to check that one out. It's going to be on Friday, right after our Good Times Great Oldies show, 4 o'clock swing time. And that's always good. I like that one. A encore presentation of our 1945 show, the podcast. We're going to play it all the way through in its entirety. So you'll like that one. That's coming up right here on GJRB Online. So stay tuned for that. And, then I'm going to take a little break. Like I said earlier, I'm going to take a break. I need to see if I can try to see what I can see to this sound system and find out why I'm getting this garbage coming over. I really don't understand why I get such awful noises in my system. So I'm going to try to do a little overhaul and see if maybe I can try to fix this out. But I don't think I can do anything about it. I really don't, and I think that's why I don't get listeners, to be honest with you. I don't get that many listeners because of the stupid freaking noises I get through my system. So I don't know. Let's see, I'm going to close out here. Where is that? GJR Broadcasting. Okay, that's what I wanted. Okay, that's what I'm closing. And I'm going to put together my last set of promos. That's what I'm doing right now. So why don't we talk about that again? We're going to be wrapping up the Gary Russen program for today, but we'll be back on the air on Friday, and then taking the weekend off. We'll not be on the air the weekend. I'll be going to church on Saturday night for our CCF church services All Saints Party, which we usually do every year. Christian rock music. Christian artists, Christian music, prayer, and it's just a alternative to the Halloween celebration. As Christians, we kind of like we don't. It's not that we don't celebrate Thanksgiving, Halloween. It's just that Halloween is. To us, it was not really is a pagan holiday, and it's not really celebrated by Christians. But you know, like I've said before, it's a choice among Christians to either follow it or not. But it's not really something we should. Because it represents satanic forces, evil, whatever you call it, and it goes against the Bible, and it's not something that sometimes we should do. I know that on Friday I'm going to play an hour of Halloween favorites. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't, but I do a lot of times, a lot of the secular stuff to kind of bring in people and start witnessing. Because I believe that Jesus Christ is the He died on the cross for us for our sins. He died for us on the cross for our sins. And you need him in your life. Especially this time in life where we don't know what's happening. There's things going on in the news that when I talk to you about it on here, and when I talk about it here, there's things that's going on in the news that it's leading to the end, folks. Whether you believe me or not, we are in the end times. It's a fact. You see a lot of the things that are going on in the country, and a lot of it is a lot of evil going on, and the reason for that is it's in the Bible there, nation against nation, man against man. There's going to be a lot of wars and rumors of wars, and there's a time coming to the close here, and Christ will be coming, and we have to be prepared. And the one way to be prepared is to, for me anyway, is to broadcast the word of the Lord. Broadcast to you could say your salvation, that Christ will be coming back, and he's coming for his church. He's coming for people who were faithful and believed in him. And it's not too late. Not too late for anybody at this time to start seriously thinking that about giving your life to Christ, to turning it over. There's times that I get, and this week has been one of them, where sometimes I just get fed up with the way the world is. I get sick of the crazy people and things that people do, and how they hurt innocent children. That aggravates me to no end. I just don't get it. I really don't. We're supposed to be children of God, but sometimes I don't think we act like it at times. Really don't. I'm just as guilty as most of you. We have to be faithful. We have to turn our lives to him. And ladies and gentlemen, it's time for me to start talking about that. Sure, I continue to play secular music and secular entertainment on this station. I mix it around a little bit. A lot of it's nostalgia, because I like to go back and remember things of the old days. I like to do that. I'm a trivia buff. I like all that old stuff that I do with radio and TV movie classics. I got a show coming up in November. I'm working on it. All brand new shows in November. Crooners, and that's another show. Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin. Not really the example of a Christian, because a lot of these guys drank. They sometimes even were mobster oriented. A lot of them killed people. I know I heard a story about Frank Sinatra. He had people killed. Seriously. But again, like I said before, I like the music, but I don't agree with what Sinatra has done in his past. Okay? But I pray for his soul. You pray for the soul, you pray for your enemies, folks. You pray for the people who need to be prayed for. We need Jesus Christ in our life today, because what's coming isn't going to be pretty. Believe me, I've studied it. Speaking of which, I was telling you earlier, I'm behind on Bible studies. I've been recording those. and I'm a few weeks behind on those Bible studies. I don't know how many weeks actually, but I'm a few weeks behind on them. And I need to get caught up. Well, coming up in the next couple of weeks, I'll be working on those podcasts, and you'll be seeing Bible studies come up. Those are the Bible studies that I'm behind on. So we're going to have a Bible study in the next couple of weeks here, and especially during our off time between now and next Friday. Next Friday, which I believe is next Friday, because today's the 27th. We're doing the holiday stuff. Next Friday, the 3rd, we're going to be back on with Crooners and a encore presentation of the last radio, television, and movie classics we did back on September 15th. So you're going to hear that one again. And then we're going to be back on the air with regular scheduled programming on Monday, November 6th. And this is under the tentative zone. It will be CCF church services from November 5th, followed by the Positive Rock Show, Emerging Monday. That'll be Monday, November 6th when we get back into programming here on GJRB Online. But like I said before, I will not post these until 72 to 48 hours before the scheduled air date. So that if the program gets canceled for any reason, you'll know about it. You'll know it's not on, but you'll know the reason. As a matter of fact, I still like to post them as much as possible. If I cancel a program, I post it. So if you see a program canceled, if you see a posting, it'll mean that either the program is canceled or moved to a different time. So either way, I do make sure that I announce the program that it's going to get moved. So I just get that going there for you. That's what I do. I always make sure that I repost the program's time schedule, and of course, like I said before, I do a schedule of what's coming up on our station, and I always make sure that the programs are on the air as announced. But for any reason, sorry about that, for any reason that the program does not go on the air, I do post it. Okay, I do post it. It's not going to be on. And I give you the reason, whatever reason come close to a good reason why I'm pulling the program. Either we have internet issues like we had yesterday, or something or other. But I always make sure that I announce that the program's canceled and the reason, because it's only fair to you as a listener of GJRB Online here on the internet on Spreaker that you know that why the program's getting called. So I always try to make sure that everybody knows the reason for that, for the program's calling. So I always make sure that that people know. It's only fair, So let's see here. Why don't I do this? Okay. So we're getting to the close of the program. So I want to do real quick before we close out. I want to thank you so much for listening to the Gary Russen program today here on GJRB Online. And thank you for tuning in and listening to my rants, whatever the case may be. I always try to leave it to you to, I try to make it so that you can make this show enjoyable. But for most importantly, especially to those liberals that I do like to mock, and I'm sorry. Really sorry. I sometimes get on my rant and don't realize that sometimes I don't mean to be that way about stuff. It's just that sometimes I feel that liberals have a tendency to force feed this stuff down my throat, and sometimes I just get plain aggravated with it. And I don't mean to get mad. It's just that I get kind of fed up with the way we are. I mean, we have what they call free will. God gave us that, and there's no need to force feed stuff down. Because I don't force feed your stuff down your throat. I just tell you honestly that Jesus Christ is the Savior, and He died for us on the cross, and that He is our Lord and all, and He is important to us, and it's best that to let you make that decision. Are you going to follow Christ? But I would like to see that happen, because I really don't want to see you burning in hell. Just believe me, there are a lot of people going to go down there. A lot of people. So, just be aware of that. Be aware of that. And gotta tell you what, that's gonna wrap it up for the Gary Russen program today on GJRB. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the program. Try to make it fun, make it exciting, even though despite all the noises coming from my sound system, I am sorry about that. All the stupid buzzing. Try to make it so that you don't hear it and you just hear me. I'm sorry about that. But we'll try to fix that issue and try to work it so we don't get that buzzing anymore. But I can only do the best I can. Thanks a lot for tuning in. We'll see you again for another edition of the Gary Russen program in November. Until then, have your best evening ever. So long, everyone. We'll see you Friday with some good time oldies and some great nostalgia. Have a great day, everyone. Have a good night. The Christmas lights are on, and the music is playing for another bright holiday of programming. Join GJRB again this year for the best in holiday internet entertainment. From all-time Christmas favorites to classic radio programs from the golden days of radio, GJRB will keep you entertained with the best of the holidays. More American Christmas jukebox shows, the annual running of Campbell's Playhouse with Orson Welles and the radio version of Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol, starring Lionel Barrymore as Scrooge, along with Christmas episodes of your favorite classic radio shows. Then, New Year's brings you another Gary Russen year-end review show, remembering the best of the Gary Russen program in 2017. I'll be bringing you the best clips of GRP from January to December. Bright Holiday starts November 25th at 12 o'clock noon Central with American Christmas Jukebox on GJRB. Suicide's increasing among the youth, and many of them playing suicide games. This has to stop. Parents, watch your kids, and if you feel there's something going on and they are considering suicide, please talk to them, help them. And if it seems hopeless, call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. That number is 1-800-273-8255. They can help. It's free and confidential. Your call will be answered by a trained counselor at a local crisis center. The National Suicide Prevention Lifeline can help. Coming to GJRB, a program highlighting the artists that play on GJRB. Artist Showcase. The first show featuring the music of Samuel Day. We'll talk about him and his music and the songs he wrote and recorded, including his latest hit on the GJRB playlist, The Roses.
I say he gave you
In addition, you'll hear all the other Samuel Day songs. Click and listen to the podcast of the Artist Showcase.
Podcast available now on the GJRB Spreaker public site.
That sound more like everyone else than anyone else.
Hey, all right, it's Kip Casper.
Spreaker is the website which turns anyone into a radio DJ. Log on to Spreaker.com for listening to thousands of radio channels and start creating your own radio today.
Imagine one day tuning around on your internet radio only to find a station playing old radio programs complete with commercials and thinking, what am I tuning into? The past? You might be, or it's just GJRB Online and Radioland. A day of nothing but classic radio shows back to back with classic commercials in between. Like the days of radio. Almost like your computer is picking up signals through time. Closer than you'll ever get to time travel. Radioland.
This is GJR Broadcasting.
The Christmas lights shine, and the holiday music will play once again, making it another bright holiday next month on GJRB.